We are Kyle and Casey Wallace, and we run one of the top producing real estate teams in Franklin, Tennessee.
But aside from real estate and business, first and foremost, we are high school sweethearts. We have 4 children, and we're just 2 ordinary people working hard to build a life worth living.
Because of this, we've taken great pride in our ability to connect with the stories of our clients. But now it's our turn to give you a sneak peek into a chapter of our story.
We're trading in our home in a Nashville suburban neighborhood for a full renovation project on a small hobby farm.
So join us as we document the ups and downs of Casey's beautiful designs, working with contractors, and my stingy budget, all while raising 4 kids and running a real estate business.
We are Kyle and Casey Wallace, realtors by trade, but builders by nature.
So Casey, we're doing something a little crazy.
A lot of crazy. Yeah.
We're selling this house. We're selling the house in back of us. We're trading in this home in beautiful suburban Spring Hill, and it's been perfect for us.
It really has. It's got a tree-lined backyard with a full acre. It's got a creek in the very back of it. This was the house for us.
We've had so many good memories, and of all the houses that we've owned, I would say this has been the house that we've grown as a family. Did we bring kids home to this house?
We didn't, but Luke was just a tiny little baby. He took his first steps.
He took his first steps here. We have just amazing memories. I mean, our family grew spiritually, physically, emotionally. There's just nothing but great memories here.
There's really not, and I can't believe we're doing this.
It's a little sad.
Let's talk a little bit about the story and how we decided to do this.
I like it. So, I mean, honestly, this has been something that's been a dream of ours for a long time. We wanted to kind of spread our wings a little bit, give the kids a little more room to kind of run around. And, you know, we do love Franklin. We office out of Franklin. We do the majority of our business in Franklin. But the opportunity and the timing wasn't quite right. Until an opportunity fell in our lap.
Yeah. I was feeling a little bit of a stirring to sell and buy. You know, that's what we really have done over the last 12, 13 years of our marriage. And I felt that unsettling of, okay, we've wrapped this house up. We've done everything we wanted to do. On to the next. So there was a period of time that we were waking up early in the morning, and I was doing something called Win the Morning, Win the Day.
Yeah.
And that meant that we had to wake up at 6 o'clock and take a walk. And I remember one specific walk where you and I just came to the resolution that we needed to be content with where we were at.
Yeah, you were feeling a stirring. And, you know, a lot of times you finish a project, and just because we are quite literally builders by nature, we love a good project.
Right.
You know, we love to kind of take something, maybe, you know, it needs a little work or needs some imagination.
A lot of work.
And put effort into it and build something really beautiful. And so, you know, we've had that kind of experience where it's like we start feeling restless. And I think anytime that we've gotten in trouble in the past, it's that we are trying to answer adventure rather than, is this really a door that God's opening for us?
Correct. Yep.
And so during that talk, we talked about just contentment and how we felt like a lesson that God was wanting us to learn in that season was to be content with what we had.
Yeah.
And specifically, there was a conversation about, hey, 5 years ago, can you imagine the life that we're living now? It's not just the house.
No.
But the house is really the central part of like where you have rest and peace. And like, well, do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I very much do. It was, I mean, gosh, the house is at the end of a cul-de-sac with a tree-lined backyard and a creek that runs through it. Our kids are thriving. They're making friends in the neighborhood.
Yep.
We don't have to move.
Yeah.
We don't have to move. We don't have to force the next best thing just because we're feeling antsy and need a project.
Yes.
Right.
And I felt like when we resolved in contentment, all of a sudden an opportunity fell into our lap. So it was an interesting exercise. You know, it was like God wanted that to be a central part of how we felt, and you know, a core value of ours is to be content in what we have, and then opportunity followed.
And sure enough, that's when you got the phone call.
It was about a week later. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was out in California visiting some family, and I got a phone call. And that agent said, hey, I have some clients really interested in your neighborhood, and not just your neighborhood, but specifically your house. They're kind of obsessed with your house. And I just passed off as, hey, thanks so much. We never know.
We're interested.
We hear these stories all the time.
Right.
You know, And honestly, it wasn't on our radar. I was actually out in California because my grandfather was very sick. And so I was like, I can't really do this right now, flattering. But then I came and I told you about it. And it was a hard no from you. It was like, nope, I've already made up my mind. We're content. We're good here.
We have a low interest rate.
Yep.
I mean, truly, there was no reason why we needed to move.
Yep.
And then she called again.
She called again. And then she called again.
And again.
And again. And this went on for about 3 months. And so finally, we were in the vehicle. I think we were in like my truck driving somewhere. And I looked at you and I said, Casey, I think that, you know, what we preach to our clients, we have to practice ourselves. Right. Like our house, as much memories as we've made there and as good of it as it's been to us, at the end of the day, what makes that house a home is our family.
Right.
And the emotional health. There's a price tag for every investment, you know? So like, what is that price tag?
Yeah.
I gave him a number. I gave her the number, and I honestly, before I did though, I tried to lay it all out. I said, listen, I'm so embarrassed right now by even telling you this number. I don't even want you to go to them with it. But if I have to name a price tag, it's this. And here's the reason why. One, if we move, we're moving to Franklin,
right,
which is more expensive than where we're currently at.
Right.
Also, I'm not going to downgrade my house. I love the house. I love the finishes. We put a ton of work into this. It was a labor of love. 3, I'm not going to downgrade my view. The view from that back porch is amazing.
Perfect.
4, the interest rate that I have is 2.75%.
Unheard of.
Yeah. We're never going to see that number again.
Right.
And so I have to combat that. The other thing is capital gains.
Yeah.
You're going to be over a threshold for this. And I had to offset that too. So the number I gave, I was honestly so embarrassed that I said, please don't go to your clients with this. So then the next day, what happened?
Well, she came back and she said, listen, I asked my clients, what is the amount of money that you would pay for this home? And it just so happens that their number matched our number. And seemed like there was a deal happening.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where we couldn't pass up that opportunity. So for the next 2 weeks, we got the house prepped and ready and cleaned and touch up paint and all the things, right? We even got the floors refinished, which we were planning on doing anyway.
Right.
And all of a sudden they came and looked at it and they wanted the house.
And then we realized, oh, this means that we actually have to go find a home. And so...
Yeah, but you had your eyes on a specific property.
I did. And it had been on the market for something like over 100 days.
Yeah.
And in Franklin, on 7 acres, I just thought, what in the world is wrong with this house? So...
And we'd actually went and toured that property previous.
And then we understood why
it
was sitting on the market, which was because...
Well, all of the sights and smells of that house, it was quite the experience. When you walked in, gosh, it was the concoction of dog urine and cigarette smoke. I mean, it was, if
really
you could
bad.
Bottle that thing up, you could probably be a weapon of war.
It would.
Yeah.
It really would.
It was a pretty bad experience. So all of a sudden we realized this pretty house, you know, beautiful house on 7 acres in Franklin, that the price continued to drop. Well, now we know why. A lot of people didn't have the imagination that I think we're plagued with it.
I think we are too. And there's a lot of shifting with the labor market and with materials. And so we're about to dive into a large experience, something that you and I have never done before.
We've never done. We've done what we refer to as lipstick on the pig.
Right.
A lot of times.
Right.
We've never really moved walls. We've opened up a couple of walls, nothing major.
Plumbing, electrical, HVAC. I mean, truly every square inch of the home has to be redone. And
flooring, windows, doors, everything. Literally everything in this house has to be redone. I think we might be a little crazy.
I know that we're crazy. There's no doubt in my mind.
And we could finish the whole project in, when you say, like 2 months?
Sure.
I think we'll be...
We'll see about that.
Maybe 2.5. You know,
no.
Minimal budget.
You think?
Yeah.
I think more than that.
It's probably going to be a little bit more than that. But we are excited, and we want to walk you through this journey. In the next episode that we have for you, we're actually going to walk our kids through the house for the first time. Yeah. And it's going to be on the days that we get keys.
Yeah.
They've seen it before, but this is the one where they get to really take in, we all get to take in all the sights and smells, and who knows what we're actually going to see. We haven't seen it with rugs out and furniture out.
We haven't.
We could be giving our kids the opportunity of a lifetime or a future in therapy. We don't know.
We don't know. Could be a little bit of both.
We could be, but here we go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Next episode, stay tuned. I promise you it's going to be fun.